Morning, I'm Brooks Compton, Mayor of the City of Centerville. I'm here at Miami Valley Hospital South Campus here in Centerville with Joanne Ringer, who's the Chief Operating Officer of the Miami Valley Hospital South Campus. And Joanne, thanks for joining us today to talk a little bit about the campus here and Premier's operation in general in Miami Valley Hospital South.
I know. Well, thanks so much for coming out and visiting us today. And of course, we always welcome you at any time here, and obviously welcome the community too as well. Have been here since 2007, and we've done a lot of expansion and growth, and thanks to the community for supporting us in that regard. And today what I'd like to show you is our newest expansion, which we just opened in December of this year. We expanded a lot of our additional services, and I won't be able to show you everything today because some of those things are behind the scenes in our clinical spots. But we'll take a look today of, we've added some retail space, we've added a chapel to our facility. As we've continued to grow and get larger, we've found that there's a nice need for a respite place for families. The other part is we've really expanded our services in emergency medicine. We're working our way towards a level 3 trauma center to be able to bring those services here to the community. We've also added cath lab services here as well. And then we've added really the hallmark of what we've done here is added this joint and spine center. And we're very proud of what we've done here and the services that we've been able to provide. And I wanted to take you on a tour today so you could take a look at what we've done.
Well, great. I know that you've been here just a little bit. You're in your 12th year here now. And I just want to emphasize to the community the commitment that Miami Valley made in this area, this region, to put a first-class facility here at this site, which you owned for many years before.
That's right.
You could have sold it to many other people, but you held on to that commitment to the community that you provide the first-class service, and we really appreciate all that you've done to do so. And having been here living in this area for a number of years and see this development, we're extremely proud of it, as I know you are also. So
absolutely, absolutely. And I've been here from the beginning with the development, so it is a huge team effort and a collaboration certainly with the city and the community around us as well. So we are all proud of what we've been able to do here and the services that we've been able to bring.
Well, thanks for providing that service.
Oh, absolutely.
So I know in December you opened the Joint and Spine Center, and we're going to take a little bit of tour of that today along with some of the other areas. So I think what we'll do is we'll head over to one of those areas.
Sure, let's go.
Thanks, Joanne.
Well, as you just saw, we just walked past our physician offices. Here we have a large orthopedic practice here on that first floor, so when patients need to come in and see their physicians, that's where it happens here on the first floor. But where we're going right now is up to surgery. So if you do have to be scheduled for surgery, you can take a ride up the escalator. We certainly have an elevator as well. And this is where we do our registration for our surgery. And from here, the patients can register. We've added some new technology here. We have these electronic check-in areas where patients are welcome to come in and check themselves in as well. Kind of as we all know, going to the airports, that's what people do these days. So this is an easy and convenient way for patients to be able to come in and check themselves in.
So they have their own kiosk.
They sure do. They can take care of that themselves. We certainly have staff here who are willing and able to help the patients as well. And then from there, the patients go back to surgery. And then I'd love to show you our waiting areas that we have here too. They're absolutely lovely.
Well, let's come out and take a quick look at that. So Joanne, we're here in the visitor center. So if somebody has surgery here in the Joint and Spine Center, they would be able to wait here in the visitor center, and it's kind of a special arrangement that you have here.
Yeah, we certainly do. We collaborated with our foundation in order to seek funding for different pieces and parts of this. And as what you see here, we're in the Betsy Stavinsky Surgery Visitor Lounge. Betsy was a nurse at Miami Valley Hospital who had a long career in orthopedics, and her family wanted to honor her by naming the lounge after her. So we're happy and thrilled to have the Stavinsky family doing that for us. But other hallmarks that we have in here as well. As you notice, the artwork in this facility is absolutely beautiful. We again worked with the foundation on seeking funding, and we worked with a community resource, DVAC, so that we could feature local artists. So all the artwork that you see throughout this facility, and I'll walk you over to another area, has all been through donations, through the foundation, but also collaborating with DVAC and working with our local artists. So as you wait, the artwork around this facility is absolutely beautiful. And it takes, sometimes your mind and takes you on a less stressful mental walk as you're sitting here waiting for your loved one in surgery.
Well, it certainly shows your commitment to making a great experience when you don't necessarily want to be in the hospital, but if you have to be here, this really adds to really a very comforting experience. So it's very nice, and I know you have a lot of great artwork around here.
We do. It's absolutely beautiful here as well.
Okay. So Joanne, after surgery, person needs to have some therapy. So we're over here at the therapy center that takes place right after surgery. You can tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So here we are currently still on the second floor, and on the second floor of our facility we have a large hand surgical business that we do here as well. We have a great practice. Surgeons are located conveniently right here, as well as therapy is right next door. So post-surgery, obviously therapy is important, and it's conveniently located here, right here on the second floor, right adjacent to the surgeons who did perform the surgery as well.
So after the surgery is performed here at the campus, they're able to stay here then for, you have beds available for the patients here?
Yes, we do. And actually, we're very mindful when we put the beds here for surgical patients. Now, the hand therapy, usually the surgeries are outpatient. But for those that do need to stay overnight with us, we do have beds that are conveniently located, again, just off the waiting lounge where we just were, right here on the second floor. So as family members are waiting, and then their loved ones taken to the patient room, it's conveniently located right down the hall here on the second floor as well. And as we're finding, more and more surgeries are done on an outpatient basis, but they still go to a bed because we need to get them into therapy quickly and make sure that they are safe to go home. So we do find more and more our patients don't always stay overnight, although they do stay in a bed for a day to achieve their markers before they can head home.
Good. So each patient then has a certain level of success after that surgery that they need to meet. You watch them, make sure that they're up to that, able to go home then properly.
Yes, that's exactly right. So, and I think we're seeing that more and more. You know, surgery is just not what it used to be. I mean, with new technology and new advancements, you know, you can get things done in a day. So a lot of this orthopedic work is going that direction.
It's really nice to have that all right here.
Absolutely.
To do that here, and I know we're going to have a chance to look at some of the equipment, and it's really an excellent facility.
We are, and the thing we found and what really led to this is we're finding, we saw this happening in other cities, and I can name other cities around in our surrounding area who have put these services together in joint and spine centers. So we were the first in Dayton to bring it together. We just really believe in making it convenient for the patient. We have excellent outcomes and data here. Our patient experience is very high, and being able to do this in a collaborative way with our surgeons and our team and our therapists have really made this a great service for the community.
All in one spot.
All in one spot.
Well, that's great. Well, I know that you're in Centerville, but you serve the entire region.
We do.
This center.
We do, and people drive from all over the Dayton and surrounding area to come here.
Okay. Well, we're going to take just a quick opportunity to look at some of the facilities that you have on the therapy side and go in some of the particular therapies that are involved.
Sure.
So
Let's
thanks,
go.
Joanne. We're down here in the sports medicine section of the Miami Valley Hospital South Campus. And Joanne, you want to introduce us to someone new here that's the head of the department?
I sure would. I'd like to introduce you. This is Melissa Peters. Melissa is our manager here over outpatient therapy services and sports medicine. And I'd like Melissa to take you on a brief tour of our sports medicine area as well.
Okay, great. Melissa, thanks for doing so.
Oh, no problem. This is our new space, so welcome to Sports Med. So here we currently see any outpatient therapy patients. So it could be orthopedic by nature. We do a lot of our athletes, sports injuries, endurance athletes, that kind of thing. So we'll just go through a walk through our space. So currently we have 12 therapists working here. With the expansion, we were able to get 2 new therapists. We have 1 starting in August, so that will be great. So this currently is kind of our functional space, so this was added new. Over here, we didn't have anything like this in the other space. So we have our bar over there with the mirror, so we can do balance exercises and that kind of thing with our athletes. 2 of our cable columns here, strengthening core exercises, that type of stuff. And if you look at the floor, we have our ladder drill, which is very cool and neat.
Melissa, what the type of athlete, what sort of athletes would you have that come in here to the sports medicine section?
Any type of athlete. So you talk about runner, soccer, lacrosse, football, anything you can think of. We have martial arts. Sometimes people don't think of that as an athlete, but we have some martial artists that come here and get rehabbed and do our sports performance program that we'll work on next when we get around the corners.
And real quickly, what type of injuries would you be encountering that you're working with some of the patients on?
So we see all kinds of injuries. I think ACL injuries, total knees, total hips, low back pain, a lot of low back pain, or just sprains, strains, that kind of thing, overuse injuries. So that's a lot of stuff that we see here.
And this center has become kind of a regional center where all sorts of athletes come here to be treated for injuries that they've suffered.
Yes.
We have a strong school program, so we do see a lot of athletes, not only from really high school, but also at the collegiate level as well, and actually professional.
Yeah. So like if you look at our wall up there, we have our logos of our high schools that we're affiliated, and over there we have our colleges that we're affiliated on our walls too, so it's kind of nice.
Okay. Okay, lead us around to a couple more things. We're back with Melissa Peters and Joanne Ringer. And Melissa, you want to go through just a little bit more what you do here?
Yeah, so now we're going to go through kind of our functional space. So this is where we do a lot of the activities with our patients. On the other side that we'll get to next is more of the treatment bays and the privacy area. So here's where we do a lot of action, so agility drills, that kind of stuff. Our exercise equipment is here. So we'll just go ahead and walk down here because I'd like to point out one of our pieces of equipment that's pretty impressive for us to have. We actually have somebody in it right now, so experiencing it.
So Melissa, this is specialized treatment for...
Yes. So here on the right, we have our Alter G. So our Alter G, we're one of 4 facilities that have it in the area of Ohio, and most of them are collegiate sports programs, universities. So the Alter G, what it does is it allows an athlete to get in it with an injury and be able to run, work out, and that kind of thing at different body weight percentages. So what it does is it fills up with air so we can take all their weight off and we can have them go down to 20% to 100% of their body weight so they can get back to activity and running before. So they can do it when they couldn't do it before. So
this piece of equipment, then someone would come up with a specialized routine that you'd set up for them,
yeah,
a program for them.
Yeah, so we would set up a program, figure out where they need to be and be able to continue and move forward. So yeah, it's one of the areas. So no matter what the weather is, they can still come here and run and get back to sport. So.
And a physical therapist would be monitoring their program throughout.
It depends. So if they're working with a physical therapist and they have a rehab process, they'd be going with a physical therapist. If it's just a runner who has a sprain or strain isn't seeing a physical therapist, they could call and work with our sports performance athletic trainers and get in the Alter G and that kind of thing. So if they're just training for a marathon and they're like, okay, I want to get some runs in, but I don't want to put the strain on my body, they could still come in and do a program here with that.
Melissa, we're heading through another part of the sports medicine section here.
Yeah, so this is really our strengthening area. So currently we have our 2 athletic trainers, Kyle and Lucas, working with clients. So this is where we do all the functional strength, build the muscle, that kind of stuff. So the equipment is pretty cool. We have our TRX rack here that we love. In the back room there, you can't see very well, but we have our motion analysis lab, so we can have people get on the treadmill and we can record them and we can look at their mechanics of running and figure out the areas we need to correct.
So how many therapists do you have in here?
So we have 12 therapists in here, and then we have 2 of the athletic trainers for the sports performance program. So they work with, after they're done with rehab, then we bring them to here, or if it's athletes who don't have any injuries and they just want to be stronger, faster, better, then they would come see them.
Now, Melissa, I know you supervise all the physical therapists that Premier has in this area here. How many is that overall?
So it's approximately 37 physical therapists that I have underneath me. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's great. And you have at least 12 here.
And I have at least 12 here.
Oh, that's great. Okay, what else would you like to show us here?
We can go over to the other side, and this is where we treat patients. So it allows us to have privacy if we want with patients, or we can treat them in an open area. A lot of sports facilities have open, but we wanted to be able to provide them some privacy as well.
Okay, we'll head over in that area. We're still down to sports medicine. We're over in the private treatment area. And Melissa, you might just tell us a little bit about what goes on over here.
Yeah, so this is our area where we treat our patients. So this is where the therapist will evaluate the patient and look to see what their problems are. Once we figured out what their functional limitations are, we're able to work on them with that. So the nice thing is we have all our tables, we have curtains, so we're allowed to have privacy with our patients while we treat them. So this is where it starts.
Well, we're going to wrap this up, but we thank you very much, Joanne Ringer, a Chief Operating Officer here at Miami Valley Hospital South, Melissa Peters, she's in charge of sports medicine, but all the physical therapists for the Premier organization. We thank you for participating today. It's, again, Premier made a great commitment to Miami Valley Hospital South, to the entire region. We greatly appreciate that.
Well, thank you. Our pleasure. Thanks for coming.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks for watching Centerville Business Today. Look forward to seeing you next time.